Hello Capricorn, welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie and this is your July monthly reading. Today we're going to do a Celtic cross spread and I will do clarifications and then we'll pull an oracle card for the Cappy Collective. Do keep in mind these are general readings, so take only what resonates and leave the rest. If you're interested in more context and texture, you can look at your Sun, Moon, Rising, and North Node readings for additional information that will put the puzzle pieces together. You can also book a personal reading in the links below, make a donation, or join me on social media, which I will appreciate all of the above. All right, Cappy, let's get into this. I'm representing your opposite sign of Cancer because it is my birthday month and it is Cancer sun time. So here we are, Cancer season. I need one of these shirts for every sign so I can represent accordingly. That'll be on my wish list for sure. All right, Cappy, let's see what's going on here for you. So you're coming in, Capricorn, with the Queen of Wands. Not Wands. I don't know why I said Queen of Wands. Well, is she anywhere? No, I don't see her yet. Queen of Swords. You're coming in with the Queen of Swords and crossed by the King of Cups. This to me feels like, Cappy, like love is eluding you somehow, or like maybe you've been on the dating journey and things just aren't coming into fruition for you. It's been a little bit of a challenge, or for some of you, you're having a hard time opening your heart up to someone or something. In your in your needed focus area, you have the Page of Pentacles. So you're definitely taking a look at your resources, at your practical world, your finances, your life. This is important to you. And it looks like you're spending some time in that area, which is good. It looks like the universe does want you to focus on that. And that's natural to your energy of Capricorn. So this is probably something that you naturally do. But it's coming up in the needed focus, so maybe a little extra energy in that arena. In the past, you're leaving behind the energy of death. And this could be grief, could have gone through a grief process of, losing something, or an aspect of yourself that you have now transformed and transmuted and you're leaving that behind. That could also be the case for some of you. In your strength, you have this Three of Swords. This is the ability for you to grow and evolve through pain and through learning through pain. And so while nobody in and of themselves would probably raise their hand and volunteer to be in pain, you're showing me here that you have the wherewithal and the know-it-all to be able to move forward with transforming yourself through painful experiences and learning lessons. In the future, you get the Queen of Pentacles, which I like. I like this. That tells me that you probably are taking the advice of focusing on this Page of Pentacles, this energy of what you have, what you've built, putting your attention on everything in the practical world, and kind of a graduation here into the Queen of Pentacles, which is a much more stabilized and nurturing energy, a bit closer to the heart kind of energy, a bit more bit more mature energy. So some sort of maturation process going on for you in the course of the month of July. In your advice and support, you get the Page of Wands. So getting excited about something. It's like the universe wants to come in with something that they know will excite you. And this could be, I don't know, it could be going to a soccer game. It could be, playing the piano. It could be all kinds of things. People get excited about different things, going on a roller coaster ride, things like this. But this energy is coming in of like, get excited, be in that excited state, because there's something about you right now that needs that energy. In your environment, you get the Three of Pentacles. Again, this is you being you, very focused on proper exchange, getting paid for your worth, getting paid for your value, making sure that if they scratch my back, I scratch theirs, that kind of thing, making sure that relationships, negotiations, and exchanges are going well. For some of you, you could be taking trips to the farmer's market and feeling really good about what you're finding there. In the hopes and fears, you get the Chariot. This is a bit of an energy of, as as I move forward, am I going to be able to like keep on the straight path? Like at times I feel a little bit out of control. At times I feel a little like pulled off the ground. At times I feel a little like higher up and not always stabilized. This is in your hopes and your fears here. This is Cancerian energy. So it may be working with energies that you're uncomfortable with. In your potential outcome, you have some really nice forward momentum with the Eight of Wands, quick and swift movement forward. So looks like you are figuring out how to balance those energies of the Chariot. Cappy, let's clarify this Queen of Wands here. So here you are, feeling like eluded by something. Yeah, it's clarified by the Devil and the Death card. So Cappy, for some of you, this may represent a person that you have lost, that has died. For some of you, this could be an ego death that's kind of happened. I'm not a proponent of killing the ego or letting, you know, the ego go completely, because I think it serves a purpose. I think it's about, and I think the ego goes through lots of deaths and rebirths. And in fact, this card says death and rebirth, but perhaps it's from the perspective of you having better control over your behaviors, over any kind of bad habits or dependencies you might have. And that may be factoring into why things have been eluding you, because it's maybe because you haven't been super clear. You haven't had that clarity that you've needed. And that's why it's presenting a challenge when it comes to love. Now, since the Devil card is you, Capricorn, this can be also you figuring out how to transform your thoughts and your beliefs. So it could be that you're having this internal process within yourself of, well, this is the way I've been thinking, but is that really the healthiest way for me to think? And you could be having that transformation. You've also got Scorpio energy here with the Death card around you. Now, the challenged position is the King of Cups. This is mastery of emotions. It's challenging for you somehow, so emotions might be tied up to your process at this time. The Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Swords. Yeah, this is really appears to be a journey for you. This really appears to be where you are figuring out how to transform your thoughts. I feel like you're being a little hard on yourself at times. You're a little too hard on yourself. You're beating yourself up. You're not opening the love up to yourself to go through this process. For some of you, could also be feeling a bit judged or a bit defeated. If you have any kind of naysayers, this would be one of those energies that while you're working through this, Capricorn, you may want to be a little more private with what you disclose to who and not just tell everybody your plans, because there is this element of these are big energies and you're changing and shifting, and anybody that would kind of hold you back from doing that would not be a healthy energy to have in your sphere. Oh my gosh. The air signs were throwing the cards. You're throwing the cards too. Okay, so this Page of Pentacles is clarified by the Page of Cups and the King of Pentacles. Are you having maybe some issues with your nervous system, Capricorn? Are you getting a little, dysregulated maybe? Or are you just having maybe some bouts of anxiety? That's kind of what I see here. Like that needs to be, like there's not always the grounding that is needed. And when your nervous system gets overwhelmed or overloaded, there's kind of this flighty energy that happens. And you get a little pulled off. You get a little pulled into the ethers, but in a way that you can't really see how to move in the reality, if that makes sense. For some of you, what this looks like is some of you are getting high. No offense, but some of you are getting high or get as offended as you like, to maybe avoid dealing with something that, I mean, what I can see is that you could actually stabilize it quite well. So maybe this is you letting a dependency go. I think this has come up in your energy before. And it could be anything. Getting high off, like people can get high off caffeine, chocolate, like something that gives you those dopamine hits. Something that's, it's definitely throwing your system off. It's definitely making you more flighty instead of bringing you more into the stable energies that are actually your natural state. So a little bit of working against yourself here. And you're a hard worker, so we don't want that, right? In the past, the Death card is clarified by the World card and the Four of Cups. Definitely an ending of something, a cycle, a person that was important to you or significant in your life, even if they weren't important from a sense of you loved them, but from significant, like they had a significant impact on you somehow. It's like you're sad, but you're relieved at the same time. And you've got these Scorpio energies. You've got the Death card twice here. This, this could be you really need to put to rest in order for you to move forward. You really need to put to rest whatever this dependency is. If you are like to deal with life and your emotions, if you're not finding like healthy ways to do it, if you're not finding ways that actually ground you, like this is the kind of energy that I would say ground yourself. Okay. So the practices like earthing, the practices of bringing breath into the body in a stabilized, where you breathe in for 4 counts, you hold for 4 counts, you exhale for 4 counts, you pause for 4 counts, like real steady rhythmic breathing might be helpful here. This wouldn't apply to everyone. Some of you just might have your head in the clouds, okay? You may not be getting high. You might just have your head in the clouds about things. And it's those grounding energies. I know these earthing, earthing blankets are really popular right now, or weighted blankets, things like that. Might work really well for you. I don't have one, so I can't say that I'm a test subject on that, but you might want to look into something like that. Even like for you, maybe some weight training would be appropriate. All right, let's look at this Three of Swords energy that is in your strength. This is your ability, truly, if you're nice and clear and grounded and not all racked up in your nervous system, this is your ability to transmute and transform pain and really come into a great place with the Hierophant and the Star here. Really make things happen, really make your dreams come true. This is your strength inherent to you, but it would require you to be super clear and grounded, right, in your own energies for you to be able to move. This would be the proper way to move through the energy. So really be taking a look at what has caused you pain in life and how you might be avoiding or numbing out that pain, if that is the case, or how you've been working on handling it. Maybe you need to try a different way of handling it, different modality. All right, let's look at this Queen of Pentacles in your future energy. Okay, things are they're getting better. Here's the King of Wands. Here's the Six of Cups. Here's the recognition of the journey you've been on. Here's the look back to say, look how far I've come. I'm going to give myself a little credit here. I'm going to give myself a little pat on the back. I'm actually feeling pretty proud of myself here. I'm feeling stabilized, and it's something I can be proud of because I'm in a better place. For some of you, whether this is you or someone connected to you, you could be in recovery, or somebody in your life has been in recovery. They're celebrating maybe an anniversary or something of being sober, clean and sober. These are more positive energies I'm feeling coming in. Let's look at the advice and support, because I would say you probably do need support here, because you have the Page of Wands. It's clarified by the Hanged Man and the Tower. Yeah, figuring out different ways to handle challenging situations, different ways to deal with the world. You're someone who I would probably tell be very careful what you watch on TV. Really be picky and selective about what you tune into, especially right now. I'm not saying don't be informed. I'm not saying that you can't read an article here or there or something like that. But getting lost in technology right now, not super helpful to you. I feel like it makes things worse. You have the Hanged Man and the Tower. These are two major arcana cards, telling me that the universe is saying it's necessary for you to start looking at things differently. Before you move again, make sure you have a different approach to things. And also remember, I talked about excitement. Get excited about something healthy. Make sure that what you're getting excited about is something healthy. Because you can transform this tower into a positive tower where things break down, but they break down to be birthed in this great new way, in this more stabilized way that's natural to you. In your environment, you had the Three of Pentacles. So this could be your job. This could be how these emotions and situations and what you're doing here affects your job. You get the Emperor and the Four of Wands. So what's cool about the Emperor and the Four of Wands is it's fire energy, but I feel like it's your type of fire energy. And I like this coming in because I do feel like you are very concerned with your stability. You're very focused on that. You are playing the game of life. Okay, you're playing the game of life. There are times where maybe you get a little too serious and maybe you need to let loose and have some fun. I know I'm guilty of that sometimes. Is this excitement is coming in, and I'm not saying party hardy, but because you might have something you're relying on that isn't super healthy, but a new way of moving, something fun that you can do, an activity, healthy things that make you excited, because you tend to get a little too serious and then it kind of like, and it's serious about like making money in the practical world, and you need to have a little fun with things. If you're like building your own business and you're an entrepreneur, it might be creating some fun reels, bringing some laughter and excitement into things and not always focused on so serious. In your hopes and fears, this chariot is clarified by the Three of Swords and the Seven of Wands. Now you had this Three of Swords in your strength as well. The thing is, you're not always able to embrace the pain, okay? And I'm not saying that you have to sit there and live life in complete and utter pain and angst. And when I say look at the pain, I'm talking about reflecting on things in a way that you understand that you're never going to feel the pain like you did in the moment when it occurred. Okay, so this is a reflection back. It's kind of like a street sweeper that comes through and like stuff has been left on the streets and it kind of cleans it up, shuffles it up, makes the street clean. The streets of your heart, the footprints in the beach, these kinds of things that the ocean washes that away, right? You're a little bit resistant to this notion of embracing the pain. And maybe you don't have the proper support. Maybe support is needed here. You don't have the proper people surrounding you in your life. You don't have enough of it. But it's like you're hoping for something, but what you have to do in order to do it is tough because it's pain. But pain is also in your strength here. It's also in your strength, and you got the Hierophant and the Star with that, which shows me that you can overcome and rise above. In your potential outcome, you moving forward very quickly and in a good forward moving way with the Eight of Wands is clarified by the Knight of Cups and the Two of Swords. Okay, so I don't know if you're in a relationship. To me, it felt like energies of relationships kind of elude you. I think there may be an offer of love on the horizon, but for some reason it's tied to some confusion. So if we're moving too fast into something, and you may be guilty of this. I mean, a lot of us have done this where we get excited, we fall in love, or we get somebody we're really excited about. We tend to move a little faster than we want to move. This may be a tendency too, like, have these boundaries, folks. You don't just have to sleep with the first person on the first date. You know, you don't have to sell yourself out like that. It's just not always the best thing to do. Be willing to get to know one another first. To really get to know one another, because I see this trapping you sometimes. So be very selective about that and let it be okay. We don't have to go with the story of, oh, they're such a prude, they won't sleep with me for the first 3 months, blah, blah, blah. No, actually that is a noble, that is a high integrity thing to do. That is the person having proper boundaries, okay? So there's some elements of this reading that are a little bit concerning. I don't know if this is happening to you or this is in your life, but definitely you want to take a look at these things. Capricorn, let's go ahead and pull a card from the Moonology Oracle to close off your reading today. Capricorn, you got adjustments are required, the third quarter moon. Think of yourself as a vessel that has been filled more and more over the past few weeks. Some of what has come your way. Let me start again. Capricorn, you got adjustments are required, the third quarter moon. Think of yourself as a vessel that has been filled more and more over the past few weeks. Some of what has come your way may have been wonderful, but there's also a lot of negativity, and you need to let go of this. Whatever situation you're asking about now, be honest about whether there are toxic emotions involved which you need to release into the ethers, the cosmic vacuum. This card also comes with the promise that all is not lost. However, there are changes or adjustments required before you will get to where you want to be. A change of course is forecast now that recent events have been understood and acted upon. There may also be a crisis now, which will remind you what you want and what it's time to let go of. So pay attention. Capricorn, good advice here with the third quarter moon. Let me read a little bit more here. Your life may be out of balance, and this may be causing you additional issues. It may be time to hatch a whole new plan. Something new and exciting is around the corner, so that to get some excitement going in your life here. Trust may be required to move this situation forward. Okay, Cappy, so much love. This was kind of a challenging reading. I'm not going to lie. I'm not surprised it has come up during the Cancer season, which is your opposite sign. So sometimes that really goes into the shadows there and kind of pulls out the challenges. But it has been an honor to do this reading for you, and I can't wait to see you next time.